Okay, so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to set up Google Apps on a non-Bluehost system. So the system that I'm using here, it's the control panel, is called HSphere, and it's a very commonly used control panel for hosting systems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up on another domain name of my own called alistairmcdermott.me. So you can see this domain here. So I'm just going to copy the domain name. I'll just bring it out and show you what the site looks like. It's just basically an online kind of resume, the Americans would call it, or CV, us Europeans would call it. So I'm going to set up Google Apps on this domain, just as an example. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to google.com/a, which brings you to the apps, this apps editions, and you can see Google Apps free. Just click on that, and I'm going to click Get Started. So enter domain name. So I'm going to use alistairmcdermott.me. Get started here. Okay, so I'm going to use my own email address now, and I'm just going to give it my mobile number. Go through this, type personal, size of organization 1 to 5, say no, and say no. Okay, so I'm going to make that hello. Yeah. So there's my password, or HISTEN. Terms and conditions, you saw these already, and I accept. Waiting for this to be set up. Hello at. And I accept, continue to my account. So this happens if you're signed in with multiple accounts, so I'm going to click switch accounts. So now it's going to ask me to upload a HTML file. Now I already showed you uploading the HTML file, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to change the CNAME record. So click continue. So use the following unique string to create a new CNAME and point the CNAME to google.com. So in here I'm going to go into my domain configuration, and you can see in the domains there's one called DMS. So this is specific to HSphere. So DNS configuration is the one I want here, and custom CNAME. So this said create a new CNAME record. So in here I'm going to do add DNS CNAME. So name is that, and in data I'm going to use google.com. I'm going to submit that. So that's been created. So you can see. So see what happens. That points to Google. Okay. So it's set up correctly. So once you have that, I've completed the above steps, and I'm going to skip the guide, and we're finished. So same as last time. So I can submit that now. So now I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to delete that CNAME record. So okay, excellent. Now what we need to do is service settings for email. So email activation instructions. So I've created the user account already, so I don't need to do that. Set up email delivery, and this is where we change the MX records like last time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scroll down to these MX records. So on this page, what you do is you sign into your hosting company website. So I'm signed in here. navigate to an MX record maintenance page. So this is in HSphere. If you click on the domain name and then you go to DNS configuration, this will bring you to this page where you can add custom MX records. So delete any existing MX records. So it's only MX records we want to delete here. So built-in MX records. So I want to delete that. Okay. So now, for each MX record, enter the information below. So here we go. So this is the important stuff here. Okay. So first thing we want is this aspmx.l.google.com priority 10. So for adding a new DNS record, this is the new DNS record. The name we can leave blank. TTL we can leave as is. Priority was 10, and the data. This is where we get this data here. And you notice it doesn't like it because there's a dot on the end. So we remove the dot. You see the two versions. So we want the one without the dot. And submit that. And we have a new DNS MX record. So what we do then is, you can see, scroll down here, and that's this one here. Okay, so now we're going to add some of the other ones in as well. So I'm going to add these ones in, leaving out the dot. So this one was priority 20. So that was that one there. The next one, priority 20. Priority 30. So I'll add a new one here. So you can see you add all these in, just like they are here. You don't have to add all of these in. There's a lot of redundancy built in here. It's kind of like a backup in case one of the servers is not available. So you can see there you've got 6 MX records in there. So so that's done for that. So now I'm going to go back here, go back to dashboard, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Gmail, go to Gmail. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to test this by logging into my Yahoo Mail account. To hello@.me. Testing MX record setup correctly for Google Apps. Testing. Okay, so I'll go back in here and check this, and we can see that's being received correctly. Cool. So that's Google Apps setup. There's one last thing that you can change. You can change this image here. What you can do is you can create an image that size. Organization, user, appearance, and you can set a custom logo here. Should be an image file in GIF or PNG, and needs to be this size.